Subscribe, hype, like, click the notification bell and turn on all notifications. And donate with a super thanks donation in the comments section below for the unfiltered, unapologetic SeanzViewEnt, your home for WWE news, rumors, and backstage chaos. This is where gossip gets exposed around the clock. Now, here's your host, the brash SeanzViewEnt.
This morning, we actually have new shocking updates and developments on Sheamus' exit, his unexpected exit from World Wrestling Entertainment yesterday. We brought up the WWE news and rumors yesterday. We brought up the updates. We were first to break it yesterday, but now we have developments, and that is why it's so important, so crucial to click that bell, subscribe, become a channel member, donate below with a super thanks donation to help keep me on YouTube.com. We have an explosive batch of updates for you today. It's going to be a truckload. It's going to be like the pay-per-view. Remember WWE Fully Loaded? Remember that pay-per-view? Well, this is going to be a fully loaded episode of rumors, news, gossip, and speculation and breaking news in the WWE just hours before Monday Night Raw tonight on Netflix. WWE Raw getting crushed. WWE Raw getting deleted. WWE Raw dead tonight. Why is it going to be dead? What's the RIP line and why is that being instituted? Also, CM Punk backstage rumors heating up before Raw. Yes, more advancements, more changes on that. Sheamus' WWE exit door. While he's got an exit, the exit door, he's left the WWE, right? His WWE exit opens door to TNA, AEW, and multiple other wrestling promotions. We're going to dive deep into that one. Also, breaking news on TKO, The Game, Triple H, and WWE creative shakeups. You are not going to want to miss that during this very episode of the most anticipated Brash and Brazen. Remember, for more videos like this, click that bell, subscribe, and make sure all notifications are turned on next to that subscribe button. Also, we got breaking news on TKO's contract strategy and how it may explain the exit of Sheamus from WWE. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can tell, this is your undisputed place to be. Also, the opening segment and several title matches revealed for Raw tonight. WWE action-packed as SummerSlam is right around the corner. So let's get right into it, guys. 21 minutes ago, this just coming out now. WWE's creative power structure just got another update, and this one puts names behind the corporate influence fans have been wondering about. TKO has the final authority over WWE since the UFC merger, but there has always been one big question hanging over everything. Who actually steps in when something changes from above? Now, back in April, Mark Shapiro made it clear that TKO has full control over WWE operations, and if he wants to use it. And during a Q&A session, Shapiro explained that TKO is ultimately responsible for what happens under the company banner of WWE. First of all, it has complete control, so we're responsible. Talked about how WWE's business became more visible over time, especially after the company went public and later merged with UFC under TKO. Then Vince McMahon went public with WWE, and then TKO was formed with UFC and WWE coming together. Now, is Triple H's power in question? Is Triple H's power in doubt? Is Triple H going to be forced to leave, step down? Is Triple H going to be released? Because, again, TKO seems like they ultimately control everything, and they can step in and change what they want, when they want, how they want, and how they see fit to, ladies and gentlemen. So, Sab also said that TKO tends to get more involved around the bigger business stories, segments. They're not micromanaging everything. It's always the very top guys. It's Mark Shapiro and Ari Emanuel. They're the ones with the power and the authority to do all of that. And when TKO does step in, it is coming from the very top. So now at this point, guys, at this stage of the video, would you like to see Triple H run the WWE creatively, or would you like to see TKO run it creatively? And is Triple H going to be the next one having to be forced to step down or forced into an early retirement? Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on all of that. It was also pointed out that when TKO has been involved in changes, that it's not always for the better. You think? It was pointed to The Rock and Pat McAfee being worked into WWE plans as examples of situations that usually come from the corporate level. That makes the current WWE setup pretty clear. Triple H is the one steering WWE creative, but is his power, is his stance, is his influence at stake? Is it threatened? Is it under a umbrella? Is that why Triple H sucks now? Is that why Triple H isn't as good as we remember him? Is it because when TKO stepped over, or has it always been this way? That makes the current setup pretty clear. Do you think TKO stepping into WWE Creative is helping the product, or does it cause more problems when corporate names get involved? Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, all based on ringsidenews.com as well. Also, CM Punk backstage heat rumors heating up ahead of his return to WWE, where again it's anticipated as expected that CM Punk could very well return on Raw tonight on Netflix. And isn't it great to be alive on a Monday night? Well, let's get into this update. CM Punk's WWE comeback already has enough drama around it, but the backstage heat talk is starting to fire up in a big time. During the July 5th Fightful Q&A, it was asked about Dave Meltzer saying that there has been CM Punk issues that track back to Punk losing the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania. Sapp said the Fightful Sean Sapp said Fightful had already checked that and checked the talks weeks ago, and nobody they spoke with in WWE could confirm it. We spoke on those rumors a couple of weeks ago, and those are the one that he's talking about. It's just we've gotten nobody to confirm that, nobody on the creative side, nobody in WWE, nobody that even dislikes him. The last part is key, as he didn't only ask people about who would defend Punk, he even checked with people who do not like him. And they still have not heard anything about backstage issues. The rumor was the news to the people he contacted that said the rumor was news. The rumor, again, the rumor, and this is vital, this is big to the report for everyone that says CM Punk's rubbing people the wrong way. There's backstage heat, there's backstage friction. The rumor was news to the people he contacted. Again, it was news. He compared it to the recent pay cut talks as another thing that people checked in, which they were not buying. Sheamus' WWE exit talk may not be some giant mystery after all. If anything, this looks like the kind of cold business call that happens when an older star with a big contract reaches the end of the line. It was broken down that the Sheamus situation on the WON radio saying that TKO is running WWE more like a sports franchise when it comes to contracts. The company will spend huge money on names if viewed as real stars, but older talent with bigger deals may not get the same treatment if WWE thinks their best days are behind them. As we all know, Sheamus' WWE profile was also moved to the alumni section, which I reported on yesterday before the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters. And the word is that his deal expired after he turned down a restructured offer. The offer was said to be for less money, which makes the feel more like a business offer than some dramatic firing. Meltzer said that TKO has no problem paying massive money when it comes and believes someone is worth it. The issue is who they see as worth it. The TKO thing from talking to people from on this and other situations is they are very willing to pay really, really giant money to people who they perceive as the stars like a sports team. That is the big difference. WWE can still throw around serious money. It just may not throw it around for everyone anymore. And if the company sees someone as a centerpiece, the checkbook opens, and if not, the numbers can drop significantly quickly. Also, viewers, fans, and subscribers. TKO naming the names behind the WWE creative shakeup. Now, we brought this up in the video a little bit earlier on, but we're going to expand more on that in the next video because more details are coming to light on these situations. So we've brought up the TKO's WWE contract strategy, may explain Sheamus' exit, the CM Punk backstage heat, Triple H, is he going to be forced to step down, retire, or leave early? What is going on with the game, Triple H? Again, Sheamus' WWE exit, again, opens the door for him to enter AEW, TNA, New Japan, or even the Indies. Imagine seeing a former WrestleMania main eventer and headliner like Sheamus in the Indies. Crazy. Nikki Bella says being single at 42 makes her insecure about dating. Brie Bella is frustrated over short SmackDown match times. And ladies and gentlemen, a massive injury scare could be very serious as it concerns a top star in Triple A. Also, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news, WWE allegedly doesn't really see Sami Zayn as a top guy. Sami Zayn has the WWE Championship, but that does not mean WWE is suddenly building the whole company around him. The title win gave Sami Zayn credibility and legitimacy. Now, it was brought up on the WN radio. And he made it very clear, the insider made it very clear that a fast title loss would say a lot about where WWE actually has Sami Zayn ranked internally. He didn't act like this was some shocking burial, but he did say that taking the belt off Sami after only 9 days would be a bad look. It was also said that the short title reigns can work when someone is clearly just there to bridge the gap. But Sami losing the WWE title that fast would probably hit different. I think doing it 9 days later in this specific case is a real bad move. There are cases where it's not, when someone who's clearly a transitional champion, and he is a transitional champion, but I think 9 days, people will take that as a slap in the face. And that is where this gets very messy. Sami is popular, he can work, and fans have been behind him for years, and still, WWE has a long history of giving someone a feel-good title win without actually treating them like a real face of the company after the confetti is gone. It was said that if Sami does not even make it to SummerSlam as the undisputed WWE champion, then the reign starts looking weak very fast, and that is when he questions whether WWE really sees Sami as a top guy. He also said that there is a big difference between holding the belt and being presented as the company's main attraction. That part is also hard to argue with, because WWE can put a championship on someone for a story beat without actually making them the centerpiece. That is the spot Sami Zayn is in right now. It was also brought up about Dolph Ziggler's old title win for the world title as an example of WWE handing someone a title without really changing their place on the card. The point was not that Sami and Ziggler are the exact same situation, but that a title win does not always mean WWE is all in on somebody. And again, is Sami Zayn literally going to lose the undisputed WWE title tonight? Is he going to lose it to Cody Rhodes? Is CM Punk going to return? Is CM Punk going to step in? It all boils down to your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, and your emotions here on The Brash and the Brazen. What do you think about the claim about WWE allegedly doesn't see Sami Zayn as a top guy? Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions right here and right now. Nikki Bella is indeed, though, closing in on a return to WWE after seen training in the gym. Also, WWE Monday Night Raw getting crushed. WWE Raw getting dominated. Again, I brought up in the beginning of the video, WWE Raw dead for tonight already before it even airs. And I'll tell you something, guys. Tonight's Raw, it's loaded. Tonight's Raw is stacked. Championship matches. I mean, this kind of yells desperation, but I'll tell you why. Because WWE is throwing everything they can. They're putting it all in the kitchen sink. It is the kitchen sink effect for Raw tonight. But WWE Raw could get crushed and dominated by the World Cup competition tonight, despite its loaded lineup. But it may not matter once the numbers come in and the viewership may not align. The biggest hook tonight is Sami Zayn is defending the undisputed title. Cody earned the shot after beating Jey Uso on SmackDown, and now WWE's putting this match on Raw, where Sami's title reign is still fresh. That match should be enough to get attention on a normal Monday, but this is not a normal Monday. The World Cup is a different beast. NFL games can hammer WWE in the United States during NFL season, but the World Cup pulls people everywhere, and that means Raw is not just fighting another TV show, it is fighting one of the biggest sports events on the planet, and that puts WWE in a really tough spot. Raw already had a tough number and a rough number last week, and this week's competition is much stronger. And even with Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE title, CM Punk potentially returning tonight on Raw in Chicago. WWE is clearly trying to give fans a reason to watch live. Obafemi is set to address his decision to give up his world title shot at SummerSlam so he can face Brock Lesnar inside Hell in a Cell. That is a major angle in itself. And WWE will likely use Raw to push Oba as someone who wants Brock more than he wants the gold. The Women's Intercontinental title will also be on the line, as Sol Ruca puts the title on the line against Raquel Rodriguez. Seth Rollins is also scheduled to kick off Raw tonight, with Roman Reigns waiting for him at SummerSlam. And if CM Punk returns, that could help Raw avoid getting completely smoked. The strange part is that this does not feel like one of those massive Punk return weeks where the whole wrestling world is locked in. Raw airs live tonight from the Allstate Arena in Chicago, Illinois. WWE has a lot planned for Raw, but this may end up being one of those nights where the lineup is not the story. And if the number tanks, the World Cup will probably be the easy answer, because even a stacked WWE show can get buried when the entire sports world is looking somewhere else. Do you think WWE Raw can survive the World Cup competition, or is the show headed for a brutal number no matter what the WWE has booked tonight? Also, Jake the Snake Roberts, no longer a part of AEW, is Jake the Snake in the pit to return to WWE. Charlotte Flair shares an emotional message after Scarlett's passing. Yes, the very sad passing. Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions on the passing of Charlotte Flair's biggest fan as she dealt with cancer, dead as a kid, as a child. But at least she got to live the life she had for the time she had it and for who she shared it with, Charlotte Flair. Absolutely epic that she got to share that time with Charlotte, attend WWE events, take pictures with her, share time with her, talk with her, and just live in the moment. That is what this girl did. That is what this girl did. Ladies and gentlemen, our thoughts and prayers go out to that little girl who fought a courageous battle, and we were with her every step of the way, just like the entire WWE universe. Remember, guys, so important to donate to the show today with a Super Thanks donation or simply become a channel member today. Around the clock, WWE News and Rumors, where we go to the extensive, we go to the exclusive, we go to behind the scenes, we go backstage to bring you WWE as it was meant to be and as it was supposed to be. Uncut, uncensored, and authentic. Subscribe.